Hi there, I'm Joy Malik, and I'm coming to you with the second question that I alluded to at the end of 2016. In my last video, we talked about an end of the year question: how did 2016 change me? And in this video, I want to talk about the second question, which is actually a New Year question. What is calling to me in 2017? So this is a little bit different from the New Year's resolutions, the plans, the goal setting that our conscious minds usually engage in around this time of year. All of that is important and well and good. But the question I like to ask to discover what's calling me in a new year is, what is my soul longing for? And so there can be a few obstacles or roadblocks to really digging in and discovering the answer to this question. So I want to go through a few of them quickly and just address those. Sometimes it's hard to come into contact with our soul's longing because it feels so raw, or because it feels like a ravenous hunger, a bottomless hunger. Our souls have gone unnurtured or unfed for so long in a particular area. Sometimes it's difficult to face this question because we feel like we shouldn't long for the things that our soul is longing for. Or we feel like what our soul is yearning for would be impossible to actually attain. And so I just want to acknowledge this can be a difficult question, but I really want to encourage you to stay with your soul, that part of you that exists below the surface of conscious awareness. For this reason, while the resolutions and planning and goal setting are all really important, when we are living our lives solely based on those things, on the things that the conscious mind generates, if you're anything like me, you wind up finding yourself running on fumes eventually. You may feel really motivated and great starting out, but eventually you're running on fumes. Whereas when we do dig down below the level of conscious awareness and into our more primal needs and longings and yearnings, we find a source of sustainable power there that really can last and really can be an intention that sustains us instead of draining us. So a few examples of things the soul might yearn for could be rest, solitude, connection, movement. I mean, there are an infinite number of possibilities. So how we find the yearning of our soul is really, I think, we look to our lives. Our lives will teach you. Your life, my life, will teach us what it is that's calling to us, what we're yearning for. And I like to distill that down into a word or an image. For me, words work really well. And then that word or that image is what we take with us into the new year. And it becomes a bit of a guiding light so that, every time we're at a crossroads, we need to make a decision. We hold up the lantern of that word or that image, and suddenly there's a level of clarity that arrives when we're dealing with a word, a yearning, a longing, an intention that comes from the soul. We begin to see the situations in our lives differently. So I'll share with you my word for 2017. It's alignment, and in particular, alignment between feeling and expression, between my soul and my actions. And when I say your life will teach you your word, for example, the conditions of my life that generated that longing, that are generating that longing, and that gave me that word, they were not neat and tidy conditions. They were messy, they were chaotic. There's a point at which it's the mayhem of our life sometimes that teaches us what we need, or that triggers a soul yearning. So the cry of my soul became alignment. And there's just something about that that feels right and that I've been stepping into with an increasing sense of solidity. So I want to encourage you to sit with your life and notice, what are you hungry for? And take that and find a word or an image that really kind of triggers it in your experience, and use that as your guiding light in 2017. All right, take care.